What's up, people? Jared here, Wine of the Nation's Rage. We made it to
Charleston, South Carolina.
Can you say that, Jonah? Can you say that, Jonah? Where are we? Where did we go? We were in the truck all day. Where did we go? So yeah, we're in Charleston, South Carolina, and in our hotel room. Ooh, there's a squirrel out there and a palm tree. I've never seen a squirrel in a palm tree before. It looks like it's eating a piece of pizza or something. So yeah, there's totally a squirrel hanging out outside our room, eating pizza up in a palm tree. You don't see that every day. Did you see the squirrel eating pizza, Jonah? Did you see him eat pizza? That's totally pizza. Where'd you get pizza? I'm hungry. I want some pizza. Dude, look, that's totally pizza that he's eating. Check that out. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna do some really cool, fun stuff. And there's the truck down there, by the way. Pretty cool. We can keep an eye on our vehicle while we're up in our room. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but for now it's cool. This room is pretty cool. It's got a little wardrobe thing right here. Flat screen TV. Two nice comfy beds. This really cool like day bed looking thing with the air conditioner underneath it. Not a very big room, but pretty nice still. So we're planning on going to the South Carolina Aquarium, hopefully, and doing some stuff downtown, looking at some historical stuff and whatnot. Going to the beach. That's the main thing, going to the beach. So stay tuned for all that stuff. Right, Jonah? Right? Right? He's never been to the beach. He's in for it. He's in for a surprise. Don't worry, you'll get to see him when he sees the beach for the first time. Stay tuned for that.
Look at this beauty. Jonah, look. Can you see anything outside of that car seat? So beautiful.
GPS signal lost.
That's okay.
Somebody was fishing down there.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm so happy we did this.
Look at the sunset. Here's the video equivalent of a sunset.
That's what that is, right? A marsh?
Jealous yet?
Straight up 14th Avenue.
There's the beach, or the ocean.
Ah, freedom! Sweet freedom. I am paper parking.
Man, I think it's close to a full moon too. And we're really low. These are the lowlands. So we might get a really good shot
You
of the
wanna
moon.
find some-
There it is. Look at these, I don't know what they're called, townhomes, condos, duplexes. I don't know what you call them. Very nice. I guess we can go there. We're in the mood to spend a fortune.
All spaces pay to park at parking kiosk. Parking kiosk is right there.
No public parking allowed. Violators will be towed at owner's expense.
It ain't fall
Oh, he
yet.
was trying to be on your video.
Oh,
Yeah, he missed it.
oh
He
man.
was shaking himself.
I've never seen that before. It's a water tower and a cell phone tower. Only I would notice something like that. Is that a spot?
Can we get out of it? Oh, she's saving it for somebody. Oh, you jerk.
Say I'm having my first beach experience over here, don't mind me. Just walk around, walk around. It's okay, come on, let's go. Come on. He does not know what to think. Keep going, come on. What is that? Keep going, keep going.
He's like, look at this. What is this? Tell Daddy, what is that? What is that, Jonah? What is that? Is that the bed? Is that a bed? Ew. Can you say the ocean? Ocean?
Let's run.
He started like trembling the first time the water hit him.
Headed to the beach.
Going to the Isles of Home.
You've already seen this once, but why not see it again during the day? Look how smoggy it is. I don't guess that's smog, I guess it's fog. Humidity. Man, the humidity's so bad here you can see it. You can actually see it.
That's a commitment right there. You know, once you start, you can't stop. There's nowhere to dip out.
There's people that go over that other bridge too. The big bridge that we went over.
Yeah, you can walk on it. That's what I was reading.
Which, I made a little mistake. I left my charger for my camcorder at the house. So, I'm going to try to conserve the battery that I have. A little bit of battery I have left for the really special stuff like downtown and maybe the aquarium. I don't know. I might use my cell phone at the aquarium too, just for safety measures, so I don't run out. And yeah, get ready for the beach. We got rained out. Our beach day got rained out. And the rain's not a big deal. You're already wet anyway, right? But the lightning caused the people that run the place to close the whole park down, and so everybody had to leave. And some people didn't even get a chance to wash off after they got out of the ocean. Sucks for them. So we obviously can't go to the beach anymore today, or as long as it's raining, so I guess we're gonna find out what else we can do. We're gonna go to the aquarium.
Welcome to Shark Shallows. If you want to touch the sharks, 2 finger touches. Oh, and we need to not sit up on that. It's a filtration system and it's not super reliable. But come over here. Let them look over here. Oh, he's playing. He does that sometimes. But your best chance of touching is to keep your hands over the water, not in the water. And if a stingray or a shark comes by, then put your fingers in the water. Unfortunately, they get scared. They're scared of you when they dive deeper and then never get to touch.
Where are you going? You don't want to see the fishes? Right. Jimmy loves
Did I ever tell you guys I'm a Pisces? Yeah. Hang on.
mine. Whoa. Whoa.
Jonah, say fish. Say fish. Say fishy.
I'm the problem. What?
Can you say fish?
Is it fishy?
Look at that. Oh, shark.
Look at the big turtle, Jonah. See the big old turtle right there?
Jonah, look. Look. Look at him. Here, let me get a picture of you and Jonah.
That's the exit over here, Robert.
Wow, it's a great summer. Wow, wow, it's green. Wow. Wow, it's great. Great.
Hey, don't do that. Yeah.
Jonah, you see the ducks?
On the back. Back. And the back.
reminds me of myself that has a beard. If I were a fish, that's the fish I would be. Totally. It's very curious. I'm trying to sniff. Can you smell me? Dude, you're just crawling all over your friend there. He doesn't seem to mind though. It's like if this glass wasn't here, I would bite your head off.
Shall we paint it? Come here.
With catfish.
Like never going to do that.
beautiful city. So beautiful, it gives me a British accent. See the bridge in the background, that's where we're headed. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to walk the streets of this city. I'm hoping. We've dedicated tomorrow to doing so. Beautiful, picturesque, and such.
His name is Abapula, or Abba for short. I love Abapula. He is such an easy horse to drive. It's like push button. He's pretty much on autopilot all through on. The mules, there's two of them, and they sort of walk different directions. You gotta spin on to horses like they're reining them in. And then some of the horses they're sort of a mess as well. Abba, just steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Now, he's a Belgian draft horse. All the light brown horses with blonde manes, those are Belgian. Whereas the horses that are white, black, or dapple gray, those are French Bergerons. This is not the original church building. It is the third St. Philip's, and it is the second one to occupy that site. The first one at this site was built in 1722. There are two churches farther down Church Street whose congregations have been on the street since 1687 and 1691, respectively. So Church Street was named for those two churches. Now the 1722 St. Philip nearly burned down the fire in 1796, but it completely burned down the fire in 1835. The one that's here now was rebuilt shortly thereafterwards. It only dates back to 1838. Now, that congregation has had quite a lot of trouble with fire at their church, which tells me that members of that congregation must be getting up to some form of debauchery or nothing. They must be taking the lead from one of their pastors who, in 1710, was known as a bit of a drinker. Now we're currently on Lower King, which simply means we're south of Calhoun Street. Lower King is home to high-end clothing boutiques, artist studios, antique shops, things of that nature. Y'all can spend a lot of money very, very quickly here on Lower King. And that is exactly what they want you to do. I don't know this for certain, but I would be willing to estimate that outside of Atlanta, on any given Saturday, more money is spent here along King Street than anywhere else in the Southeast. Now that is on a per capita basis, and it's also my own personal conjecture, so take that one with a heaping handful of salt. But this is the longest running commercial district in the United States of America. People that we did not originally allow in Charleston. The reason was that we were English, and as such, we were very much afraid that if you were Catholic, we thought that greatly increased the likelihood that you'd be a spy for either the French or the Spanish, both of whom were Catholic powers, and both of whom have been in the New World for over 100 years prior to the English. So our position in mainland North America at the time was anything but guaranteed. So it wasn't until after the American Revolution, bless you, when we were no longer Englishmen, that the first Catholic congregation was established. The first Catholic church, St. Mary's, about a 5 to 10 minute walk from our barn, and it is right across the street from a Jewish synagogue, and both of them are 1 block away from a Methodist church. That is why Charleston is known today as the Holy City. We have more places of worship per square mile than Rome or Jerusalem. And that has nothing to do with our behavior, believe me. But instead, at the time of our founding, we had the most liberal religious freedom of any colony because we were a business venture. We understood the best way to convince someone to move to a malaria-infested swamp was to say, we don't care who you are, we don't care what you believe, just move here and make us and yourselves money. But no cap. Now the cathedral itself is the largest church building in the city. And in my opinion, it's got the most beautiful church interior in the city. It is Gothic and architectural style, so think pointed arches. The walls themselves are completely whitewashed. However, when you juxtapose the whitewashing of the walls with the light that streams in through the stained glass windows, the result is phenomenal. And when the doors to the cathedral are open, it's free to tour through at your leisure. Now, although the steeple is new, the church dates back to 1906 and is made of Connecticut brownstone. And remember, the first Catholic church across from the Jewish synagogue, look at the top of the house across from the Catholic cathedral. It has the menorah up top. It is poetic. I love it. Now the street that we just crossed over was Broad Street, and that is Charleston's economic divide. South of Broad, where we are now, is our high rent district. Because in the south, we are closer to the convergence of the Ashley and the Cook Rivers and Charleston Harbor. And the sea breezes blowing off of those rivers and off of the harbor helps to keep these properties cooler. That is why they were originally more valuable, and once the wealth moved here, it stayed. Coming up on the right, the yellow home with the red roofing, this is Victorian in architectural style. It is Queen Anne Victorian to be exact. But anywhere you see details like delicate woodwork out front, tracery or stained glass in the windows, asymmetric floor plans, hooked turrets are a dead giveaway. All those are Victorian. Popular during the later half of the 19th century under the reign of England's Queen Victoria. So as y'all mosey about the city at your leisure, when you see things like this will give you a good idea of about when the homes were built. You can ballpark them to be roughly 1860 to 1900. This particular home, 1900. Charleston does have buildings from every major architectural period in United States history. From early colonial, like Powder Magazine, all the way up to the present day. Because we've largely been the benefactors of benign neglect, which is just a fancy way to say that after the Civil War, we didn't have any money. We couldn't tear buildings down, we couldn't build new ones, so our buildings just sat and they rotted away for decades. Sword Gates House for obvious reasons. Now, these were done by our best known 19th century ironworker, a man by the name of Christopher Werner. When they commissioned these gates, they asked him for a pair of gates, which means 2 sets of gates. So they wound up with 1 more set than they needed. The other is currently on display at the Military College of South Carolina, the Citadel, a few miles north of us, up above Hampton Park. The house back here is currently for sale for $12.9 million, which makes it $4 million more expensive than a home currently for sale on the high battery. which in my mind is because of one of two things, if not a conflation of them both. The one on the high battery is violently painted, and the Green Street here, or Les Galets, depending on how French you want to be, was the first exclusively residential street in the city. There was not a mix of residential and commercial along the street. So there's a much greater opportunity for very large and very expansive yards and gardens here. We are in the suburbs of 18th century Charleston. One of my favorite yards and gardens in the city. I feel it would be very gratifying to just lay on that grass. Right. Just spreading. In April and in October, the Preservation Society and the Historic Charleston Foundation offer a home and garden tour, leading to the private gardens and residences of Charleston. So I'll see y'all again in October. Now, the very English-style home just next door was for sale a few months ago for $3.6. I don't know if it sold or if they just took it off the market. So it was just a ladder. But just next door, in the first window, will be a very pointed message about hunger. They're usually not messed up. Now, this was the first one in the city to sell for over $1 million after Hurricane Hugo struck in 1989. We've discussed the Sword Gates house back there. This is the pineapple gates. The pineapples themselves actually designed to look more like Italian platinum cones. The home was built by a man named Francis Simmons. The gates were added by George Edwards. And it's his initials, G.E., that you see in the wrought iron on either side of the door. Now, after this sold in the early 90s, it underwent extensive restoration, including archaeologic excavations of the garden. They were able to determine what this garden looked like originally, and they restored it to its historically accurate condition. We added 47 blocks to the southwestern side of the city. Over the house across this garden, 1797, Glenwood Boulevard, early 20th century. I mentioned the Green Street was the westernmost street. We've added 5 blocks to the city in that direction. Well, we'll say 5 streets. I guess 6 if you go all the way. 6 blocks. Iron in the gate over here to the right. Charleston is very well known for its wrought iron. On either side, we do of course have these pineapples. The reason you see so many pineapples around the city is a symbol of hospitality or wealth. The reason being when sailors, captains in particular, would be away from home for months at a time, upon their return, they would bring their wives exotic fruit baskets. Those were the diamonds of the day. With no means of refrigeration, the only way to get exotic fruit was to bring it straight up from the Caribbean. Upon his safe return, he would invite all of their guests over and feast to his safe return. Featured in the middle of the dinner table was that fruit basket with the pineapple proudly displayed as the centerpiece. Now, from what I understand, pineapple upside down cake is a symbol that you have overstayed your welcome. Fish and visitors smell after 3 days. Dr. Benjamin Franklin, who was second in one-liners in my mind, only to Winston Churchill. On their wedding night, he dropped her off at her house on Shred Street. He got back in his carriage, he came down the street and he took right on the green, and he went to his own house. When he and her were close together, she get in her carriage, come down the street. Their relationship was friendly, though casual, and at the end of the night, she get back in her carriage and go back to her own home. They never once spent the night in the same house. Now the thing is, whenever I tell that story, younger couples are like, oh, that's so awful. And older couples are like, tell me. Do tell. There's a lot of sense to me right now. And here we have the world's greatest man. That's right. You can't buy that. Only about we're coming into more than a reel of great Myrtle Street. They have a rather unique status in Charleston as that of shade trees. If you try to cut down or even drastically trim a crepe myrtle, you will be accused of crepe murder. It's quite simply not legal. Anything that keeps us cool is quasi-legal. Now they are not native to the area. They're native to Southeast Asia. I believe they're even called the pride of India. But they were brought here by a French horticulturalist. And they have a very thin bark like a French grape, and thus crepe myrtle. Growing up in the South, I didn't know there were people who didn't know what those things like. Frost and fire are among the few things that can kill. They're like weeds. But you also notice that the Board of Architectural Review cannot make you maintain your home. That is what we call demolition by neglect. Once the house reaches 75 years of age, it can't be torn down or structurally altered by the hands of man, only by the hands of God. So essentially what they're doing is allowing the home to be torn down by the hand of God in the form of time. Once the house reaches a certain state, the board won't let you do anything unless you agree to do everything. North of Broad, many of those homes are currently lived in by college students. And let's be honest, as long as it's cheap and close to campus, who needs structural integrity? And if you want to hasten demolition of your home, let college kids live there. That'll do it. I know, I wasn't. Now, whereas the Green was exclusively residential, King, although residential now, was a mix of residential and commercial. This was a pharmacy, that a convenience store, and across from the convenience store was a gas station, but then it's been replaced with a home now. And also take a look at 87 and 89 Trad of here. They're doing what's called the Charleston Too, remnant of an 1886 earthquake. Charleston averages about 10 earthquakes a year, but we only have a major quake every 300 to 500 years. And the 1886 was the last, which is why you'll see these round discs on the sides of homes. Those are called jib plates, or colloquially earthquake bolts, and the middle of the home is a jib rod. The rod has a turnbuckle in the middle. Plates act as washers. Once a month you turn the turnbuckle from quarter of a term. 6 months to a year, that would pull the building back in the trip. But it's only possible with masonry buildings, which is why the wooden homes are still in. And would anyone like to live in 82 and a half Trad here? Another one of those dependency buildings. There was a home of about that size further down King Street that sold a few months ago. A few years ago. $900,000, 900 square feet. That'll give you an idea of what you're paying about. Now, do we have any golfers? No more? Yeah. Some hands go up. The reason I asked is that it was members of this congregation, First Scots Presbyterian, who created the first golf club in the United States. 1786, it was called the South Carolina Golf Club, and they had a 3-hole course over in the western side of town. That's why if you see license plates in South Carolina that say first in golf, that's what that's referring to. So North Carolina can take first in flights, we will take the national license. Now this is 59 meeting, of course. 61 meeting just next to it was the dependency for 59. But in 61 lived a man, Judge Waits Wary. Judge Wary, in 1947, ruled that blacks must be able to participate in South Carolina's Democratic primary. At the time, South Carolina was a one-party state. That was the Democratic Party, and for all intents and purposes, blacks were barred from participating. He also ruled in favor of a woman, a school teacher, named Septima Poinsett Clark. Mrs. Clark had been fired from her teaching position in Charleston County Schools after 40 years of service, simply because she refused to release her membership in the NAACP. He said that teachers, whether they be white or black, must be paid the same if their experience level is otherwise the same. His rulings were so unpopular that South Carolina's legislature has only convened once when out of session. And it was so that they could get together and decide to give that man money if he ever chose to move out of the state of South Carolina. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He never took advantage of the offer. He remained. Now, I mentioned that we will be seeing the location of the first St. Philip's later during the tour. Well, explain. St. Michael's stands where the original St. Philip's stood. And whereas St. Philip's is the oldest congregation, 1680, St. Michael's is the oldest church edifice, church building, 1761. When the doors to St. Michael's are open, you can go and sit in the same pew that George Washington sat in his presidential visit to Charleston in 1791. He used to buy or lease church pews in the same way that you would buy or lease a home today. In 43 was the governor's pew, and subsequently reserved for distinguished guests. Now across from St. Michael's, on this side is City Hall. Robert Mills actually described City Hall as offensive to good taste, which I find ludicrous because I think it's a gorgeous building. But Broad Street ran down the middle of the wall of the city, and over on the other side of Meeting Street was a drawbridge that extended over the moat surrounding it. Meeting was the western wall. Now, City Hall sits on the site of Charleston's original meat market. Therefore, it was deemed to be too small to be relocated to the current day market area. In the park behind City Hall would have become one of the 10th cities where people who had had their homes destroyed by the earthquake came to live. Men and women, old and young, white and black, all living in the tent city here behind City Hall. Chalmers Street is the longest cobblestone street in Charleston. That cobblestone was originally covered over in sand. It simply acted as a layer of bedrock to prevent the streets from being washed away. Very likely it was originally used as ballast in the bottom of ships to help ships rise lower in water, thereby making the transatlantic toward the city. Now, is anyone on board staying at the Mills House Hotel? No, it is not the original. The original was pretty well derelict. By 1960, they tore it down and rebuilt this one. It is a very accurate replica, however. The only thing they changed, they added 2 floors and they added an elevator. The cornices over the windows are fiberglass replicas of the original, and the cast iron balcony is off of the original itself. It was from that balcony where Robert E. Lee watched as the 1861 fire approached the original hotel. The only thing that saved the original were work hanging wet towels from the windows, causing the building to blacken but not to burn. Entering back into the fire line, which means that nothing of historic value has ever happened in this yellow building. But that site is where South Carolina signed the Ordinance of Secession. December 20th of 1860, South Carolina became the first state to secede from the Union. It will ultimately be the only one to do so unanimously. A vote of 160 to 0. And we are, of course, back up at the not-so-circular, not-so-congregational church. This is actually the fourth building to occupy the site. The actually circular, congregational was the third. The first was the White Meeting House. Let me be clear. That does not mean that only white people can meet there. That's what told was. We allowed everyone into the city based on religious convictions, except for atheists and Catholics. But there was only one church allowed, technically speaking, and that was the Church of England. Everyone else was known as a dissenter. Dissenters paid their taxes to the Church of England, but they could not meet at a church. They had to meet at a meeting house. Meeting street. Meeting house is Church Street when the church is up.
1779. And I hear they're even older. Some of them. Circular Congregational Church. From above, takes the shape of a three-leaf clover. If you can read that one, the date on that one is 22nd of May, 1737. Right there. broken headstones. And a very old tree that I've seen in another YouTube video, and according to the guide, it's estimated to be about 400 to 450 years old, this tree. Most of these are so old you can't read the dates. From what I understand, there is a headstone somewhere in this graveyard that's dated at the year of 1681, which may be the oldest one here. Very old crypt. $1744. Martha Wright. Like there's a newer cemetery through here, but it's told if the gate is shut, then you're not allowed to go in. At the back of the church. We got an excerpt from Proverbs. It's like chapter 30, verse 28. looks incredibly old there. As does that one too. $17.40. So, our trip is almost over, sadly. And we got rained out a lot, but it was still worth it. We're going to one more place. It's called Wadmalaw Island. Wadmalaw Island, South Carolina. Close to Charleston, but it's not on the peninsula. It's an island outside of Charleston. But
That's where my mom was born.
yeah, her mom is from there, where she was born. If you watch the Pennsylvania videos, you'll see her mom. And so yeah, we're leaving Charleston now. Got some awesome video of the city itself, and I got an old cemetery. A lot of the headstones you couldn't read because they were so old, but actually the earliest date I saw was like 1730 something. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome looking church. I wanted to go to that St. John Cathedral, but we didn't have time to do that, and now it's raining, so but I did get a little bit of it on the carriage tour, which you'll see. And yeah, that's about it. So what was your favorite part? The beach.
Yep. Every time.
And Jonah.
500 feet. Turn right.
Jonah
Turn right onto Ashley Boulevard.
loved the aquarium, loved the beach. Yeah, the aquarium was awesome too. We had a good time. It was, all in all, it was worth it. It was a good trip, even though we got rained out. It needs to rain. It's August, so rain is good right now.
And it stops pretty quickly. It hasn't stormed or anything crazy.
Turn left.
It dies out pretty quick.
I went pretty sparingly with my camcorder. I've been using my phone camera a lot because I'm dumb and I forgot my charger. So a lot of this footage is actually on my phone, which is okay, but it's not as good as my camcorder. But it'll work. It'll do. I got a lot of good stuff either way. So we're coming up on
Turn right.
the edge of the peninsula here. Of course, it's so
It told me to turn right.
it's raining so hard you can't see much. So yeah, that's the edge of the peninsula. I never realized Charleston was a peninsula.
Turn left.
And again, I didn't realize a lot of stuff. I'd never been here. Awesome houses. But yeah, that guy on the carriage tour was saying, he pointed out this one house, and it was a tiny house. He said it sold on the market for $900,000 for 900 square feet. So to live in a city like this, you have to be made out of cold hard cash. I suppose, unless you inherited an estate or you lived on the other side of the track, so to speak. But to actually live in Charleston, the historic district, the original setting and such, you have to have bukus of cash. To Kelly, Christina's mother, we're on your island. Does any of this look familiar? Very green here. Yeah, we're kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. Some cool looking trees out here. A lot of these kind of trees out here. Some Some of them go all the way over the road. It's like you're driving through a tree tunnel. A lot of churches out here, things like that. Old churches. Some of those trees that go over the road. Like that one goes all the way over. Look at that. All the way. Jonah was very good on the carriage ride. He did very good. He only tried to jump off once. Yeah, we're on Bohicket Road. And I said we're not having any more kids. Yeah, try to watch the potholes. See this road? Come on, South Carolina. All the money you bring in from tourism and you can't take care of your roads.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Just talk a little bit of crap and then it'll fix itself.
Oh gosh, that was a gash.
What's up, everybody? One of the Nation's Rage here. On our way back, our vacation is officially over. Christina and Jonah are inside of this place. We just had a meal. It was very good. And our vacation is officially over. So we're on our way back to Georgia right now. We're about 20 miles outside of Columbia, South Carolina, and probably another 3.5, 4 hours from home. And I just want to say this was a great trip. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my family. I enjoyed Charleston, the sights and everything. I had a lot of fun. I feel like I got a lot of good footage. Like I said before, unfortunately, I wasn't able to film a whole lot with my camcorder. I'm actually using the last itty bitty bit of the battery that was left over right now to do this quick video. I just want to thank you for watching this video of our trip. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back anytime to watch it again, or watch any of my other videos again. And yeah, with that being said, I think I can call this one. See you next time. There's a doggy right there. Little doggy. Little doggy. Big doggy. Big doggy. Little doggy. Little doggy.